Hey there, this is Mario from shockingfit.com, and I decided to come out here and shoot a quick video for you explaining a really good method on how to stop bad habits. And I found this method to be extremely effective with myself and with some of my clients, and as well, I think you've already tried it at some point in your life. You might have even done it unconsciously with some habits, but you never knew it was like a method. So I'm talking about an idea of progressive extremism, and that's an idea that I got from Nir Eyal, who's the author of a book called Hooked. The book called Hooked is about how to create addictive products, how to get someone hooked on a video game or on a website or some social media kind of thing. So I highly recommend you to actually check that book out as well, because you're going to learn a lot about behavior. The progressive extremism idea, it comes down to framing the way the behaviors are done in your life. So let's take two examples. So someone wants to become a vegetarian. Why does a person, or a vegan, why is that a lot easier thing to do for most people than actually just stick to a balanced diet and reduce calories, eat healthy food, and just track their macros? And it's not about knowledge. I know plenty of people who knew how to track their macros, knew what calories are, everything, and they had no issue whatsoever switching to something like a vegan diet, where it's like 90% of foods are, 80% of foods are not allowed, and it's a pain in the ass to actually find food. So why is it easier to stick something that's objectively harder? And in the end, it actually came down to how does that person identify themselves with the behavior. So they actually did a study on this, and they compared people who say I can't do something versus people who say I don't do something. So a vegetarian or a vegan, they simply can't say, okay, I don't eat that, or a vegetarian, like, I don't eat meat. And when you say that, that instantly becomes identity, right? That becomes who you are. That's an identification of your essence, of your being, right? I am that person who doesn't eat meat. And it's not like I can't eat meat. It's actually I don't eat meat, and that's a big difference. It's same for me when I was like getting rid of alcohol. I was like, okay, I don't drink. I simply don't drink. My new identity is of a person who doesn't drink. And I didn't drink, maybe like 1 or 2 times afterwards, but I never really had that urge again to start drinking, because I simply became a person who doesn't drink. And when they did in the studies, actually when they compared these two groups, the group that I was saying I can't do something actually only had 30% success rate with sticking to that new habit, while the group that says I don't had more than 60% chance of sticking to a new habit. So that's just a quick tip on how your self-talk can influence a lot of building that identity and building that behavior, making sure that bad habits get eliminated from your life. So simply saying like, okay, I don't do that, and then picking like a small habit. Let's say you're addicted to a lot of processed food, and you just simply say, okay, I don't eat French fries. So when you get offered, you say, okay, I don't do that. I just simply don't eat French fries. And once you overcome this, is you then start using the same principle of expanding that list of things that you don't do, and you expand obviously the list with things that are really harmful for you, that you objectively know that you're bad. So you will never say, okay, I can't eat a cheeseburger. You can say, okay, I don't eat a cheeseburger, right? I'm a person who doesn't do that. My new identity doesn't allow me to do that. And that's really, really powerful. And I found this very, very helpful with myself, with my clients. And we're pretty much using our complete identity to also eliminate all the decision making, because it's no longer a decision that has to be made at the spot. It's a decision that was already made in the past, so now you're just simply executing it. So you save willpower, and there's no fatigue from the decision making, because you already made that decision when you said that you're a vegetarian or that you don't do this or that. I'm not saying vegetarian is like the only way to be healthy, but it's a good example of how you can actually build an identity very fast. So if you find this idea helpful, leave me a comment below what you think about it. And as always, if you find this video helpful, make sure to click subscribe below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.